everyone. So, before we get into the poem itself, I just want to talk a bit about the poet who wrote it, William Blake. He lived in London in the 18th century and was, well, a bit of a mystery. A poet, a painter, an engraver, a visionary. He didn't really fit into one box. He saw the world differently, and more importantly, he said something when most people stayed silent. Blake was really disturbed by how society treated poor people, especially children. He saw children working in brutal, dangerous conditions, and instead of turning away, he turned it into poetry. The Chimney Sweeper is one of those poems. Now here's something interesting. There are actually two versions of the Chimney Sweeper. One appears in Songs of Innocence and the other in Songs of Experience. Today, we're going to explore the Innocence one. But don't let the title fool you, it's not all sunshine and soft music. Let's go back to London in Blake's time. Families with too many mouths to feed would sometimes rent out or even sell their children to work. And what kind of work? Chimney sweeping. Because children were small enough to squeeze into narrow, dirty flues and clean them out. It was dark, dangerous, and often deadly. Burns, suffocation, long-term lung damage. Some children didn't live long enough to grow up. And after they were sold or taken in by chimney sweeping companies, they were given the bare basics: food, clothes, a bed, but not out of kindness. It was just enough to keep them working. So here's where Blake does something really powerful. He writes about this tragic situation using a soft, almost comforting tone. The poem's narrator is a young boy. He tells us his story simply, almost gently. He talks about his mother dying, his father selling him, and how he sleeps in soot with other boys. And then he describes a dream. A shining angel appears, unlocks the coffins of black, and sets the children free to play in green fields. It's beautiful. It sounds like hope. But here's the thing. When the boy wakes up, nothing has changed. The soot is still there. The cold morning is still waiting. And yet, he smiles. He thinks everything will be okay because he's done his duty. That's where Blake's message comes through. This poem isn't just about innocence. It's about how that innocence has been used, twisted into something that keeps children quiet, obedient, and suffering. It's not a joyful innocence. It's the kind of ignorance that comes from being told not to question the pain around you. So even though the tone is soft, the poem's truth is sharp. It reminds us that not all innocence is sweet. Sometimes it's silent, sometimes it's trapped, and sometimes it's the saddest thing of all. And that's what makes the Chimney Sweeper in Songs of Innocence so powerful. It doesn't shout, it whispers. But those whispers say everything.